Good morning, everyone. This is Terry from Allen Art and Design. Hope everybody's having a good morning. I just wanted to come on and do a final flip through of these needle books that I'm going to be, well, it's a subscriber giveaway and you get to choose between these two needle books, or needle keeps. I call them needle keeps. You can call it a needle book and call it whatever you want. So there's a bigger one here. I'll show you the outside first. So I used, let's see, what did I put in there? Oh yeah, so I used like a calico type material as a base, and I basted on these little pieces, little scraps of material, and I put some little lace doilies, and these are Suffolk puffs or yo-yos, whatever you prefer to call them. Just little scraps of material, and I keep going over this and trimming out little pieces of that basting thread, which I can barely see, but I want to get it out of there. Okay. These are very rustic. This closure, I took it off of a blouse. Now I wish I had kept the whole blouse because I like the material, but at that time I wasn't recycling fabrics for these types of projects. So what I did was I'll show you. It came with this little button. So I just kept the button that it came with. This one, I sewed it inside so that you can't see that. On this one, this is the smaller one, I just sewed it onto the outside because I didn't find this little piece until after I had sewed it all together. So I wasn't going to rip it apart. So I'm still seeing little threads. Okay, so on the inside of this one, I used one material that I thought went well with the colors, and I put another doily in here, and I stitched it on the side and left it open on the top so you could put something in there. There's one on the other side, and I stitched around. What I did was I took some really fine thread and I stitched it on first so that I could get the shape of the book itself, and then I went and did some decorative running stitch with a coordinating embroidery thread. So at first I only had this one piece of felt in here. I didn't think it was enough. It looked too plain. So I went ahead and I took some of that matching material and I put some batting in between. But before I did that, on this piece, I actually sewed on some more felt, and there's a little bit of batting underneath each one, excuse me, so that you can stick a pin in there and not go through the other side. And then you can put, pins in this side, and it's got batting in it, so it's like a pin cushion. But I just thought it went really well together, and it just kind of bulked it up a little bit and gave it more substance. So, and I went ahead and I took some old buttons. I have a button collection and I love to play with buttons, and I found some that looked great on there. This one has buttons on the front and the back. The other one does not. I did go ahead and I put some there's another basting thread. I put some decorative embroidery stitches around. I have green and peach. This is just like a overcast stitch, and that's a running stitch. Here I've got French knots. I did some cross stitching, just some little running stitches. This is like fern stitch, little flowers. Same thing on the back. I kept it very basic, very simple. I think it's really cute. Love this. And I love the way it feels in your hand. It's very soft and squishy. I love it. This is great. I mean, this one's bigger than the other one, but they're both, you know, a great size to just fill it with some needles and pins and some threads and stick it in a bag and you're ready to go. So there's that one. Let me put this aside. This is the smaller one. This one only has buttons on the front. I felt like I just wanted to embellish the front, so that's what I did. So there's some Suffolk puffs, yo-yos. There's a lace flower there. I have some lace that I put some little flowers, and I did some French knots. This was just a little piece that came out of a piece of clothing, and I just liked it because it had a number on it. And some matching little scraps. This has some like seed stitch. There's some little running stitch there. Inside there's a blanket stitch all the way around. And when you do a blanket stitch, on this side it's the blanket stitch, but on the other side it's an overcast stitch. It's like 2 stitches in one. It's really cool. So little fern stitch, some little flowers. This is a little bit wonky, but I don't really care. These are very rustic, and that's the way they're supposed to be. I did some stitching horizontally, vertically. Got some stitching around there. I did some, I used 2 different color threads on that fern stitch. And this one on the inside has a coordinating fabric. And I did go ahead and I stitched these little pockets in. You can add needles, you know, packs of needles and extra little, like these kind of things. Just put some embroidery thread in there. If you're working on an embroidery project, and that holds that just fine. And again, this one, I only had the felt in there, and it didn't feel right. It didn't look right. It was just too plain. So I went ahead and I found some material. I didn't have any more of that material, so I just used this one here, which is pretty. I like the blue because there's blue in here. And again, I did the same thing. I stitched everything onto this. I stitched these, they're like little pin cushions, like I said. You can just stick a pin in there. There's a little batting underneath. Then I stitched around just with a little running stitch. And then I put some batting in between these 2. And then I did another running stitch and sealed it together. I just love the way they came out. I think the buttons really add something to them. And the back is, I'm not going to put buttons on the back of this one. I just think they came out great. So, whoever wins, I will ask them for their personal information, their address, and their email. Or they can email me and give me their address. And then I will notify the winner, and I will send this out. And I'm also going to send it out with a little bag of sewing notions that go with it. So that you can use them to put in your little needle keep or just add them to your sewing collection. So what we're going to do today is, before I go, I would like to sew these in. Okay, so this one I chose purple. I'll move this one up here. This one I chose a purple, and this one I chose a blue. So I'm just going to go ahead and, so I will be, let's see, we'll do 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do a little bit extra because I'm going to do some beads too. So I've got one of these. I finally found something to use these big needles. When I do journaling, I have really long ones. But these big ones, I'm like, what am I ever going to do with such big needles? They'll be fine for stitching. Oh, you know what I'm going to use? I just bought this. It's a needle threader, and it's got this wire here. This is for finer needles, and then these bigger hooks. I think I'll use one of these hooks and see how that works. You just lay it over it. Look at that. Beautiful. Thank you. Make my life easier. Okay, so I'm not going to put a knot at the end because I'm going to be putting beads on it, and then I will knot it. So I am going to take the pins out. That was just to hold them in place. Just want to make sure you look before you start stitching to make sure it's in the place where you want it. I'm going to be doing a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. So you start in the middle. Let's see, is this going to go all the way through? Ooh, this is going to be, I might have to use a thinner needle. This is too thick. Let's see. I think this one will work. Let's try that again. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of batting and material for it to go through. So that just pulls it right through. Beautiful. All right, here we go. Make sure everything's where we want it. Now see, it's thick, so it's gonna, you know, you're gonna struggle a little bit with it, but it's okay. All right, so now I'll make sure that comes through the same hole. Okay. Want it through the same hole. Check to make sure you're in line, which you are. Go back. Yeah, see, that's coming out really good. I think I will end up stopping right there. So this one, I'm going to pull that one over a little bit. And you can do that if your stitch gets a little bit wonky. So we're going to go make sure that it's lined up, and it is. I just want to make sure that this doesn't come apart. That's my goal. So it's basically getting like double stitched all the way down. All right, I think I'm just going to do one more. Could come over just a little bit right there. Go through that same hole. And you can tighten that up. Okay, I really like this. This is from Janlyn. Janlyn, Janlynn. Got it on the internet. I don't know. I got it on Amazon, I believe. All right, so I'm gonna go to this point here. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good. Okay. Make sure you have your loose string. Take it out. Go through the same hole. Okay. One more time. All right, so I'm going to come up through the middle and tie a knot. Let's see, how do we do? That's fine. So now I can come through that hole. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just tie it off there. I just want to make sure everything's good. Let's take these pins out and see how it folds. Oh yeah. Okay, so let's make sure we have this on the right side. Okay, so now I just have to tie this off. We can take the needle off. I'm going to be using it for the next one, so don't go too far with it. All right, we're just going to tie a knot. I'll do 2 knots. I think that's all you need. This is embroidery thread, so it's strong. Go try to get that up and under so you're not going to see that knot once you cut the thread. There we go. Okay. So I have my thread hanging out here. So I'm going to put some little beads on it. All right, so that one's done. Now I'm going to do the blue one. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Which is getting cold. I'm not using my, what do you call it? Mug warmer. I should be, but I'm not. Okay, I'm going to make sure I have plenty of thread. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pin this where I want it. Make sure it doesn't go anywhere. Okay, just want to make sure it's evenly spaced. So this one, I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing here. This, I'm gonna come in from I want to make sure I'm in between these two. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure you're in the middle of this thing. Okay. Okay, we want to make sure that we leave plenty of room for beads, and then you want to make sure that you pull that extra material, embroidery thread out. So we're just gonna try to line that up. It's not as easy as it looks, is it? Okay, so just want to take a look. Okay, I'm going to come back through that hole if I can. Okay, that looks good. And we got our string. All right, so I'm gonna come back here, make sure it's lined up. It is. Okay, now we're gonna go down here, make sure we line it up. And with a back stitch like this, you can correct some of your stitches as you go, just by the way you position them. So that looks good. I'm going to tie this off right here. It's wanting to give me trouble, so we want to get this up underneath as far as we can get it, so that you're not going to see the knot. Do it again. I think 2 knots is about all you need, because like I said, this is 6 strands. It's very strong. Okay. And then I'm going to come out underneath and hide that knot. When you're hand making things, sometimes you have to go back, pull something out, redo it till you get it the way you like it. That's all. It's not a big deal. That's as close as I can get on that. Okay, so we've got our pages sewn in. We've got our threads for beading. Okay, so I'm going to put this one aside. I started working on this one, adding some beads. And I think that looks pretty. So I'm going to go ahead. Oops. I just have a little felt board here, and hopefully it'll hold the beads so they don't run away on me. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and do the same pattern that I have up there. These are just beads I want to use up. I've got so many beads, it's crazy. So this is a good chance to use some of them. And let's see. And I don't think I'm going to do it exactly like that. It's similar. Just going to do this one on the bottom a little bit longer. I finally found, it took me a while just to find a needle that would go through all these beads. I have some beading needles somewhere, but you think I can find them? Nope. Okay, so let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a smaller bead. So I went and saw my grandsons. I played with them for a while, read them some books, and we had lunch. And then it was time for their nap, so I headed back home here. I thought I would continue on with this. See, that's not gonna go over the knot, so that's good. So then I'll take one of these. These are pretty, they're variegated purple. Because there's some purple in here. Thought that might go nice together. And then I'm gonna do another one of these, another one of these, and I'm gonna end it with a small one. Let's see, I hope I can get them all through. I did. Pretty. So now we just gotta do a nice double knot here. Make sure it's right up against those beads. Okay. Gonna do another knot. All right. Okay. Oh, that looks pretty. I like having a little dangle there. And I'll just toss that, and there we go. So this one is, I'm gonna take this, whoa. This will just pull off any threads that are on there and lint. And I'll go through this whole thing and make sure that I go over it really well. Pick up any lint that's on there. And that works really good. Just takes off any little bits that, you know, as I'm trimming things, and kitty hairs, you know, from my little boy Louie. Louie is my beautiful kitty. I love him. Although, you know what? It's very raw in New England today. And I had to turn the heat on this morning. We thought we were done, but it was too raw. I woke up, I was freezing. And Louie usually comes in and snuggles with me when it's cold, but you know, every once in a while he decides to sleep somewhere else, and there, I think that one is done. All right, I really like that. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and close this up. And this has plenty of room, so if you put more stuff in there, there's room for it to grow. I made sure I left extra on there. You can see that. Because once you start putting things in there, it's gonna get fatter. So, you know, I've decided that I would never sell books like this. I've spent so many hours stitching. I mean, you'd never be able to charge enough to make the money to repay you for all the hours of work that you put into it. So when I am gonna sell needle books, but what I'm gonna do is just, I'm gonna stitch a small embroidered piece for the front, and the rest of it is just gonna be material, felt, batting, and pockets. So I'm not gonna spend the kind of time that I spent on this. But these were the first ones I made. Do I want purple? I think I want... It's not gonna fit. I need a thinner needle, I guess. Either that or I need beads with bigger holes. Actually, I think I want to keep that for the bottom. All right, let's try to repeat what I have there. One of these, one of those, one of those. My husband and I are going this afternoon to look at a wooden bureau. I need a bureau for my bedroom. My husband found one on Marketplace. And the lady's available this afternoon. Okay. There we go. Okay. I just don't want... I'll probably do another knot. The second one, you don't have to be as precise as the first one. What it does is it bulks it up, which is what you want. Okay, there we go. Actually, I think what I did with the last one was, I put a knot right there, and I need to do the same so it doesn't go beyond that point. I wanted it right down there. I think that's fine. Yeah, I just reversed it. It's pretty. This bead is different than that bead on the bottom. I can't find anymore. I think I used them all up, so it's all right. As long as they look similar, that's all that matters. You want it to get it as close as you can to the beads. Okay, let's see. Nice. Okay, one more. I always put two. Just want to make sure that they stay, that they're not going anywhere. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna trim this up. And we got the beads on this one. Done. This one is done. Move these out of the way. We'll do another little flip through of this one. This is the smaller of the two. Okay. So there's the back. It's a little wonky, but it's handmade. Just remember that. That looks good. There's the front. I just added a bunch of buttons because I love buttons and I think they look cute. It's about time I started using my button collection. And I will go ahead, like I said, with this. And I will look at all the lint it got off of the other one. So I'm going to do that with this one. Like, this one's a little crooked, but yeah, it adds charm, I think. I love it. Thinking about putting a stitch, a line of stitching down the middle of the front and back, and that way it will secure the pocket because it seems a little loose, but it gives you a place to put a couple of different things without it all falling all over the place. So I will do that tonight. Well, I hope everybody likes these needle keeps. I want to wish everybody good luck, and I will announce the winner tomorrow. So I hope everybody has a good night. I got my kitty's hair on here. He must have been up here. And I want to thank you for coming to my channel. Please like, share, comment, and please subscribe if you're interested in being entered into the subscriber giveaway. See you in the next video. Happy crafting.